For today's video, you're going to need the 2 packs that are labeled grain and grass-fed, week 4, and then it has an F on there for freeze. One is labeled with green, the grain, and grass-fed is in the black. You are also going to need 2 plates, and then you're going to need some sticky notes, which I will show coming up here in the video to keep things separate. You might want some salt and pepper. And then for equipment, you can either use an electric griddle, like we've done in the past with the eggs, or you can use a pan on the stove. If you're going to use a pan on the stove, please make sure that it's large enough for both slider burgers you're going to make, and so they won't touch one another, because I want you to see them cooking up separately. If you are going to use your electric griddle, make sure you have it at about 350 degrees. If you are going to use your stovetop, I would say go at about a medium to medium high temp. Once you have them on your labeled plates, make sure you add a little salt and pepper to each one and then form them into a patty. Once you have your patties formed, you are ready to begin the cooking process. However, I would like you to have your form up as you're working here and make sure that you look at the difference between the 2 meats and you actually smell the beef. I know that sounds weird, but they do have 2 different smells. So now we're ready to put them side by side on our griddle, and make sure when you do that you move the labels as well, and also take precautions for safety and sanitation. As your burgers are frying, I want you to pay attention to how they look as they cook, how they smell as they cook. In addition, make sure you get yourself 2 clean plates, because you don't want to put your burger back on the plates that contained the raw beef. That would be a cross-contamination issue. So keep your eye on this, have your worksheet up on your personal learning device, and be answering the questions as they cook. You can see that we flipped our burgers here one time. And so keeping track of what they look like, maybe if you can smell a difference, if you can see a difference in the juices that are coming out of them would be important. Again, we got 2 new plates here, so make sure that you are able to tell which is going to be which once it's done, because you will need to conduct a taste test at the end. When you get to the point where your burgers are about done, make sure you have something to temp them with. Hopefully you do at home. If not, you may have to cook them until you're sure they're done. But a thermometer would be the best, making sure you know what beef needs to be cooked to. Okay, safety sanitation says make sure that that thermometer is inserted to the dimple and that it's not hanging out the end, so you get an accurate temperature reading. And you must remove it from the heat. Once you're done, make sure you take stock of how everything looks, and then you are ready to taste test. I would suggest you taste test them plain, and then maybe with a little ketchup if you want to make a burger out of them, whatever. But please taste test side by side plain first.